Have you ever felt like life is pressing down on you? That no matter how hard you try, the weight of uncertainty, fear, or heartbreak seems too heavy to bear? Perhaps you've looked around and wondered, where is God in all of this? Today I want to tell you this. He is here. He has never left you. He sees every tear, every prayer whispered in secret, every hope buried deep in your heart. And even when the path seems unclear, even when storms rage, there is a peace, a courage, and a hope that never fails. This is faith, a living, breathing trust in God that can carry us through anything. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you can. Let the world around you fade for just a moment. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. This is your invitation, your sacred pause. Hebrews 11:1 tells us, "Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Think about that. Faith is not certainty. It is not control. Faith is standing in the darkness and choosing to trust the one who holds all light. It is stepping forward even when the path is hidden. It is trusting God's plan even when your eyes cannot yet see the way. As we journey together through these stories of faith, I invite you to open your heart, not just to listen, but to feel. Let your soul be stirred. Let God speak to the deepest parts of your spirit. What does faith mean to you today? Pause and let the question settle in your heart. Imagine standing alone in a vast desert. The wind brushes against your face. Sand stretches endlessly in every direction. This is Abraham's world, a man called by God to leave every unfamiliar behind, to leave his home, his family, the life he knew. And yet God promised him something unimaginable, a future as countless as the stars above. Genesis 15:5-6 says, "He took him outside and said, 'Look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them.' Then he said to him, 'So shall your offspring be.' Abram believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness." Can you imagine the weight of that promise? Abraham did not have proof. He did not have evidence. He had only a voice. God's voice calling him forward, and a heart willing to trust. Every step he took was an act of courage, a declaration of faith that what God said would come to pass, even when all human logic told him otherwise. Faith, my friend, is stepping into the unknown with the certainty that God is already there. It is saying yes when the world says no. It is trusting that God's promises are bigger than your fears, stronger than your doubts, and brighter than your darkest night. Let Abraham's story speak to you. Wherever you are, whatever promises God has whispered to your heart, remember, faith does not need to see the whole path. Faith needs only to trust the one who made it. When God asks you to step into the unknown, how willing are you to trust Him completely? A boy named David, the youngest of his family, tended his father's sheep. The world did not yet know him as a king, yet God had chosen him. One day he faced a giant. Goliath stood tall, armed, terrifying. Every soldier cowered, every heart trembled, and yet David stepped forward. 1 Samuel 17:45 says, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." Think about that courage. David's strength was not in muscles or weapons. It was in faith. Faith that God fights for those who trust Him. Faith that says, even if I am small, even if I feel weak, God is greater. Every giant in our lives, fear, doubt, loneliness, despair, can feel overwhelming. And yet David teaches us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward with God. Let his story remind you, no giant is too big when God is on your side. The courage of faith can conquer even the impossible. What giants in your life need God's strength today? Can you hand them over to Him? The disciples were terrified, clinging to the sides of the boat as waves crashed over them. The wind howled, and the storm seemed unstoppable. And then Jesus stood and spoke with authority, saying, "Quiet, be still." Mark 4:39. Instantly, the storm obeyed. Imagine that moment. The fear replaced by awe, the chaos replaced by calm, the impossible made possible. This is what faith offers. Peace in the middle of life's storms. We all have storms. Fear for the future, broken relationships, health struggles, anxiety that steals sleep. Faith does not promise that the storm will disappear, but it does promise that God's presence will. Faith whispers in the chaos, "I am here. I will not leave you. Trust me, and you will find peace." Let Jesus' voice calm your heart today. Let it quiet every anxious thought and remind you that God is in control, even when the world seems out of control. Where in your life do you need Jesus' peace today? Let Him speak to your heart. There was a young man who chose to leave the safety of home, thinking he could find freedom, pleasure, and success on his own. But life outside was harder than he imagined. He spent all he had, faced hunger, loneliness, and despair. He had nothing left. And then, in his brokenness, he remembered home. And more importantly, he remembered his father. Luke 15:20 says, "But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him." Imagine that moment. The shame, the fear, the hope trembling in his heart. And the father ran anyway. That is the heart of God. Even when we wander, even when we fail, even when we feel unworthy, His love runs toward us. It is not slow, not reluctant, not conditional. It is full, abundant, and unending. This story reminds us that grace is not earned. It is freely given. Redemption is not about our ability to fix ourselves. It is about opening our hearts to the God who always waits. So, perhaps you feel lost today. Perhaps you have wandered far from where you want to be. Let the story of the prodigal son remind you, God sees you. He runs to meet you. He celebrates your return, your turning back, your small steps of faith. You are never too far, never too broken, never too tired for His love. Is there a part of your heart waiting for God's embrace? Can you let Him run toward you today? Faith is not only in the stories of the past, it lives today. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Every step you take, every choice you make, every prayer you whisper is an act of faith. Faith transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary encounters with God. It turns waiting into hope, struggle into strength, and silence into listening. Consider your day-to-day life, the simple acts of kindness, the moments you resist anger, the moments you forgive someone who hurt you. These are your giants, your storms, your deserts. And when you act in faith, even in the smallest ways, God moves in ways you cannot yet see. Faith is quiet, patient, persistent. It is believing that God is at work behind the scenes, even when the world seems dark or unfair. So, ask yourself today, how can your faith shape your choices? How can it influence your words, your actions, your relationships? Faith is not just for extraordinary moments. It is for every moment, every breath, every heartbeat. Where can you step forward in faith today, trusting God with even the smallest details? Faith is a journey, a lifelong walk with God. It is not a destination, not a single moment, but every step, every choice, every heartbeat surrendered to Him. Psalm 23, 1-3 reminds us, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul." Take this moment now. Breathe. Reflect. Lift your heart. Place your fears, your doubts, your joys, and your hopes in His hands. Step forward with trust. Walk with courage. Love without fear. Know that God is with you, guiding, protecting, and restoring your soul. May your faith be strengthened today. May your heart find peace. May you know the depth of God's love, the power of His grace, and the hope of His promises. And may you carry this faith into every day, in every choice, in every moment, trusting that the one who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Take a moment. Let God speak to your heart. Let Him guide your next step